right, so I'm going to talk about the whole NFL situation. I actually uploaded a video about this yesterday, and I took it down because I didn't really reflect on it near as much as I should have. And this is what I'll say. My thoughts on it after a night of drinking great IPAs. My whole thing is, I think my biggest issue with this whole thing is that Trump and Pence, they don't really need to get involved in stuff like this. This right here is kind of one of those ancillary issues that we're going to sit back and look at and focus on that really has nothing to do with the big picture. He's doing good things, except for the spending bill. He's been doing really, really good things that have to do with government that he doesn't need to put himself into. And for Mike Pence put #winning. That stuff like that he doesn't need to get into societal issues. He just flat out does not need to get into that. And we got on Obama for doing that. If I had a son, he looked like Trayvon. If we got on Obama for that, I think that was when something happened with a black professor or something like that. It was some other issue that happened. Obama kind of got into it, and everybody on the right was complaining and saying, why is he injecting his personal opinion and blah, blah, blah. So in this, I honestly feel like that he shouldn't put that Trump, Pence, anybody in the government, get out of that. I think it's stupid what the NFL players are kneeling for. They're kneeling for one cop or somebody shoots a black person, even though there's, like I had in my other video, 74 people shot in a week in Chicago, but nobody's taking a knee for that. Nobody's taking a knee for that. Or we're gonna march for our lives. This is something off to the side. We're marching for our lives, but gun crime in all these major cities, nobody's marching for that. I found that funny. No one's marching for that. So why I can't take you seriously when something's happened in a greater number and you want to take a knee or you want to march for your lives when all this other crap is happening in in greater numbers. I've said this before. I've said it before in old video, and I said, if you're looking at a budget, you and your wife or husband or whatever are looking at a budget, you guys are in financial trouble, and I like motorcycles, so I like motorcycle parts and stuff like that. If I'm talking with my spouse about finances and she loves purses or shoes or something like that, and I'm looking at the budget and I see that I'm spending $2,000 a month, $2,500, whatever a month on parts, and she's spending $300 a month on purses, and I look at her like she's the problem. What? What's wrong with you? You need to stop spending some. That right there is about what it's like when people are sitting there taking the knee on the, yeah, it's bad. The cop shooting, if something like that happens, it is terrible. And if the facts dictate that the cop should be in trouble, then by all means. But let's not act like that's the big issue. When we're gunning each other down, and a lot of people will say we're gunning each other down in black on black crime, but the first thing they'll say is, well, white says white on white crime, but white people aren't the ones protesting whenever a white cop shoots a white person. And yes, it does happen in greater numbers, and I know it's because of there being more white people, but the fact of the matter is that they don't march when one of their thugs, which is a lot of times what it is, not saying it every time, one of their thugs gets shot by the police, they don't complain about it. That's the difference. They don't complain about it. And so when it's white on white crime, then you could actually bring that up and say, hey, look, there's a lot of this. Or you can't bring that up because you can't bring that white on white crime up because they don't get mad at only certain crimes when white people are shot. We only get mad when one type of crime happens to black people. That's the only time we get pissed. Then you want to take a knee when the white person shoots a black person. Now we need to take a knee because it's time out for this. Not the 74 people or 20 people shot in a 24-hour period in Chicago. Oh no. And there's other cities, but that's the one I'll ride with right now. There's plenty of other cities that are doing this. Now we want to take a knee when one white cop shoots a black person, or one cop shoots a black person, whatever. It only becomes a Black Lives only matters when it's taken by a white person. That's when it's a problem, because apparently white people know better than to shoot each other, than to shoot black people. We don't know any better. So it's just like when you get mad at a child when a child's doing something, and you say it's just a child, so I can't get mad. That's basically what we're doing. But when you're grown or whatever, you would actually, get a spanking or detention or whatever, because you know better. You knew better than throw the spaghetti against the wall then. But apparently, black people, we gonna throw spaghetti against the wall, and we expect to not get punished for that. Like we're the kids on the short bus. We don't know any better. But the white people, whenever they do something or the other group, then they know better. So basically, I know that's a rant. I know it's a rant. But the issue is that taking a knee is stupid. And the players have every right, or the owners have every right to say that that's what you have to do. You have to stand, or you stay in the locker room. Protest on your own time. I don't get to protest at work. I don't get to do all that. So why do they get to do it and get on their platform to do that at work? It doesn't make any sense. And why haven't I seen anything like the NFL players having some big whatever after 74 people were shot in Chicago? Why did you not see anything like that? Hell, when a cop shot Stevante Clark or whatever, why didn't you see a whole bunch of players? See, because they don't give a damn about it whenever they're off the clock. They don't care. They're on Malibu and got butt-naked girls everywhere. That's what I would do. But, so I mean, how much do you really care? If you only want to do it whenever it comes time for it to get on the field. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and all that. And it's time for me to go to work again. Anyway, we'll see y'all and see you on the next one. All right.